All right, Cassie, some mother-in-law and baby drama, but not yours?
Not mine,
Okay.
no. My friend has a 3-year-old, and they named their 3-year-old the middle name after her husband's dad, right? So her father-in-law.
An homage to Grandpa.
Yeah, and it's kind of a family name. Like all the men on that side of the family have the same middle name. Well, it's his first name, but it gets passed back and forth between first and middle names. It's just an important name to their family. So they went ahead and gave the kid the same middle name. Well, now she's pregnant with her second child, and it's a girl, and her husband's mother is automatically assuming that the kid's middle name will be after her because her husband was with the first kid, the son. Yeah. So she has started recommending first names to go along with her middle name, her name as a middle name, to help name the baby. And my friend doesn't know how to break the news to her mother-in-law that they are not planning on using her mother-in-law's name to name their baby at all. It's just she was going to use her mother's name and give it to the middle name. Sorry, it's complicated.
It's not.
But now she's like, I'll just give that up to avoid drama. Like, so she doesn't feel like she's picking one over the other. But she doesn't know how to break the news. Like, hey, Vivian, we're not going to be using your middle name at all. But thank you for all the name suggestions. And she knows her mother-in-law is going to be like, well, you named kid number 1 after my husband. Yep. Like, why don't I get the same respect?
Yep. Here we go again. Because, and I'm guilty of this so often, is that I'll just push the drama. The drama is still there. You just haven't dealt with it yet. All right. So what is she waiting on? I mean, this is what she's going to do. So either you can do this in a month and have the mother-in-law pissed off in a month, or you can do it now and start dealing with it, but it's not going anywhere.
No, when you're like 9 months pregnant, the last thing you want is drama in your life. Yeah. So I would not, it's nobody's business what you name your baby.
Nope.
And I would not tell people what we named the baby until the baby came out. And that's when she would find out. I would not want her in those death stares and eyes in my 3rd trimester. No, absolutely not.
Would it be much worse than once the baby is born when you're so stressed out and you're not getting sleep and you're trying to figure out if your left boob works or your right boob works and it's leaking on you all the time?
Because then you have a baby to distract you. Like she has that grandbaby in her arms and it's harder to be pissy when you have your grandbaby.
You tell her as you pass her the baby.
Yeah.
In that moment. Okay.
Well, just like the birth announcement, I wouldn't address it at all like contact, like distance, like let her get the birth announcement, and nobody has the audacity to be like, this baby's name sucks.
Okay.
Like
Dobby, you don't send your in-laws birth announcements.
Oh, okay.
The minute the kid pops out, the husband is texting everybody and telling everybody what
I didn't know if you could put like a little label maker on a TED then hand her over. And then it's like, sorry, Vivian, get over yourself.
Don't make family wait for a birth announcement.
Does the mother-in-law, father-in-law, immediate family just automatically assume that when you say we're not naming the baby or we're not going to tell anybody, that means people outside our circle, but in here, we're entitled to know?
I had some of that because we didn't share our baby's name until she was born. And I just didn't want input from anybody. I didn't want to see it on their face. Like, I know my family wouldn't have said anything if they didn't like it, but I would be able to see it on their faces. So it's like once you have the baby and the baby's named, everyone knows to lock every thought inside because no takebacks. Like, it's on the paper. That's the name. It's not being changed. But beforehand, they think they can sway you, or little comments can come up, or even if they don't like the name, you just see it flash across their face, and it puts so much doubt in your mind.
Hey, Michelle, good morning. You're part of the Bert Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning. I just want to say that both of my daughters have my mom and my mother-in-law's middle names. So it just seems a little presumptuous and even, I'm sorry, a little selfish that the mother-in-law would just think that automatically that child is going to be named after that side of the family too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with balancing out with her side.
Isn't that what mother-in-laws do?
Well, here's the thing. This is what happens when people try to keep score. Like her husband got a name, so now she wants a name. And so if that's how you're living your life, as constantly keeping score, and you want things to be even, you're going to be sorely disappointed your entire life.
It kind of makes me sad that she's taking her mom out of the mix. Like, they already had that baby name picked, and now just to avoid the drama of mom-in-law, she's not going to name her baby after her own mother now.
She just wants to keep her thing is keeping the peace because she likes her mother-in-law, but her mother-in-law is one of those people who gets insulted very easily, or hurt very easily.
It's not about her.
So if she picked, even though it's her mother, the mother-in-law will still be like, well, my husband got a name and your mother got a name. What am I, chopped liver?
We'll get a puppy and we'll name it Vivian.
That's another cliche.
You mean a snake? We'll get a snake
named Vivian.
I do like that.
Amazing.
That snake would be
Children's
pissed.
book right there. That's another cliche that I hate. Keep the peace, because that really means that just means
Just
that
people pleasing.
yeah, you're people pleasing and you're kind of selling out. But at some point or another, she's going to have to face it.
You
The
tell
peace
her.
is not being kept right now just because she's being silent.
And Pete, all hell's gonna break loose once they find out the baby's name. You tell your friend, you name that baby what you want to name that baby. And if that is including your mother's name as the middle name, by all means, do it.
And start an Instagram account for your snake named Vivi.
The Bert Show.